Hari Om. Let us now continue. There is just one clarification that I would like to express over here. I said Mananam had to be done independently. Well, Mananam has to necessarily be done independently, but one can take the assistance of one's Guru. In case one doesn't find answers to certain doubts that may arise, you can always fall back on your Guru and take his assistance to resolve certain intellectual knots. The Guru will most happily be ready to assist us in resolving such Hridaya Granthis, the naughty problems that may arise. And of course, Nididhyasanam is a process that needs to definitely be undergone independently. So, this is where we left off in the last capsule. Let us pick it up from here. So, Swamiji says this then is the means of gaining jnanam and the means of assimilation. This is called Jnana Yoga. This is called Jnana Yoga, consisting of Shravanam, as we all know Swamiji's definition, Mananam, and Nididhyasanam. We must remember that only, mark or underline the word only. We must remember that only when knowledge is assimilated can it benefit us. Let me repeat that sentence. We must remember that only when knowledge is assimilated can it benefit us. It is like how only assimilated food can be nourishing and beneficial. Food that is eaten does not nourish. Only assimilated food nourishes. We must keep in mind that Swamiji ingeniously connects the profound teaching with our day to day experiences in a very practical and easily understood manner. He equates knowledge to eaten food and the fact that knowledge will be able to assist us only if it is well assimilated, well digested. Only then knowledge will be able to nourish our lives. Just as only digested or assimilated food can nourish our bodies. Beautiful equation. Beautifully, he has correlated. Shravanam, Swamiji says, is akin to eating. Shravanam is akin to eating. But If Shravanam is not followed by Mananam and Nididhyasanam, it will not prove very beneficial. Even though in keeping with, if Shravanam is practiced in keeping with Swamiji's definition, consistent and systematic study of the Vedantic scriptures has taken place. Let us presume, let us assume, even then, Shravanam will not prove beneficial unless and until it is followed by Mananam and Nididhyasanam. This must be thoroughly assimilated, this itself. However, Swamiji says there will certainly be some benefit. Nothing is wasted. There will be some benefit. Shravanam will not be a wasted effort. We must remember that Shravanam itself or by itself cannot benefit us totally. That's what we must remember. We may be left wondering that having studied Vedanta and written out notes neatly, we do not find much change in our lives. We do not seem to perceive the change that our scriptures are indicating or are teaching. We don't seem those changes being manifest in our personalities. We may be left thinking that Vedanta is not efficacious. On the other hand, Swamiji says, Vedanta is not defective. Vedanta is not defective. Why? Because, first of all, Vedanta is not man made, that it should be subject to defects or anomalies, etc. Vedanta is apaurushaya pramanam. Apaurushaya pramanam. We know this. It is given out by Ishvara himself, by Bhagavan himself, who is an embodiment of perfection. Here, he does not even have an iota of imperfection or defect in him. So, what is taught by Bhagavan cannot be defective. This is the first thing that we must imprint in our subconscious. So, Vedanta is not defective. It is our application that is wanting. It is our application that is wanting. all our study of the various topics under Introduction to Vedanta, if it has to be purposeful to us, if it has to be effective, if it has to be helpful to us, we must listen to these portions. We must attentively listen to these portions that Swamiji is disseminating. All of what we have gone through, all of what we are studying in either Swamiji, continuing to study in Swamiji's current classes, or what we have studied in Swamiji's earlier classes, what we are hearing, what lessons we are hearing of Swamiji's other texts, or whatever he has been treating, text that he's been treating, we must keep these points in mind for all of that to become effective and meaningful to us. Vedanta is not defective. It is our application. It is our application that is wanting. We do not spend sufficient time in either mananam or nididhyasanam or both or both. I am reminded of Swami Chinmayananda's famous quote. He says, make sure you hasten slowly. It looks like an apparent contradiction, but worth thinking about. He says, hasten but slowly. So, since after all we are astikas and we believe in punarjanma and everything that goes with that, there's no need to feel any haste. The very fact that we have stepped into the right path, it's just a matter of time. Having waited for millennia, forget about millennia, for janmas, won't we wait for a few more decades or maybe a couple of more janmas? The only thing that needs to be taken care of is to come to the right line. That's all. And take it slowly, take it easily, take it easy, take it easy policy. So, Shravanam, that is why Swamiji says if Shravanam, Swamiji gives us rough indications of in terms of the time span that is required to be spent on each of these steps. He says if Shravanam is, let's say, for 10 years, then Mananam ought to be for 20, 25 years. Nothing wrong. And Nididhyasanam, well, the more you practice Nididhyasanam, the more this precious knowledge gets assimilated and are made our own. So, no need to feel frenzied about anything. I am reminded of Lord Krishna's teaching in the 6th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. He says, Shanaihi Shanaihi Uparame Buddhya Dhriti Grihitaya. He says, Shanaihi Shanaihi. Go about it slowly. You know what you have to do. Do every part of it well. See to it that you don't come back. Even if you come back and want to repeat, if you feel that you haven't done something well, nothing wrong. There's nothing lost in this line, especially. It may look as if time is going by. Let it go by. Once you gain conviction, once you are thoroughly convinced, that's all that is required. It's worth spending all the time in your life on this because it involves you. It is a study that is focused on you, on the student. No other study in this universe talks about student, the listener. Everything is talked about everything else other than the listener. So hasten slowly is the advice Swami Chinmayananda gives. So coming back to what Swamiji is saying, we do not spend sufficient time in either mananam or nididhyasanam or both. We must dwell on these aspects more deeply, which will aid and orient our study more, will become more intense in our study with this understanding. On that note, we will conclude this capsule here and pick up the thread in the following capsules. Hari Om. Om Durjana Sajjano Bhuyat Sajjana Shantimapnuyad Shanto Muccheta Bandhebhyah Muktaschanyan Vimochayet Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyanto Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om